You're listening to 91 Reasons, a journey into the twisted landscape of pop culture. Keep your hands and arms inside the podcast at all times. And now, the voice, Jeff Tucker.
Hello and welcome to 91 Reasons.
It's 91 Reasons, yes.
Woo!
It's a family affair episode. I am the voice. I am Jeff Tucker. I am joined by
Austin Tucker. Luna.
And over in the corner,
Rachel!
as always in the corner. It's a dual episode this week, dual topics. We actually went somewhere very cool that we need to talk about. Where did we go, Austin?
We went to the Loot Crate Loot Exchange.
The Loot Crate Trading Post Loot Exchange, downtown Anaheim. They normally do these up in LA, I think at Meltdown, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do them at Meltdown. And this one was the first one they've done in Orange County. And it was just around the corner from our house, so it was obviously easy for us to go. We got there, we found good parking. We went to that weird Goodwill store. What's it called? Rare. Upscale Goodwill store.
I love that store.
Yeah. Just think of it as a regular Goodwill, except everything's twice as much.
I don't think it's that pricey. I found like Doc Martens and real name brands for $14.99. So yeah, a little more than Savers, but you're getting the real shit. You're not getting Kmart and Walmart with that price.
Thank you. Thank you for cursing on the show. It's lovely.
That's not technically a bad word.
Actually, it is. You can't say it on TV. So we went to the Loot Crate Exchange, and it was a lot of fun. How would you describe it?
Interesting. I liked meeting the loot people and just everyone trading. I thought we were going to be the only ones there. I got kind of scared that this wouldn't be a
Yeah,
big
well,
thing.
because it was in a weird location. It was the brand new location for Pop Comics, which was formerly Beach and Ball Comics. We gave that guy a lot of our money when he was going out of business. And now he's over in Anaheim in a place he's named Pop. Very upscale. I wasn't sure, how much can he sell? All the stuff was $300 or $400 plus comics.
Yeah, I mean, the old store was a lot of dollar buttons, $5 action figures, pop vinyls, less expensive stuff. This one's mostly $450 side
It was
$500.
expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
But Loot Crate set up out front. They had a little table and an awning. And I was excited because they had good stuff to trade. And we had just done a major deal where I had, how many items did I have to trade?
100, 200?
Yeah, 200 Loot Crate items to trade. And they were just trading regular items, one across, or Loot Crate exclusive pop vinyls were 2 items. And they didn't care what it was as long as it came out of a Loot Crate.
Yeah.
So I was able to get some pop vinyl Han Solo, the Force Awakens one, and Doc Brown with the cables, and some hoverboards that they had made exclusive. Now, you traded for some stuff. What did you trade for?
A Pikachu hat.
A Pikachu hat.
Yes.
And that's important?
Yes.
What did you trade for? You went over there. What?
Pop vinyl, pop bobblehead.
Oh, yeah, the bobblehead of Fallout guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of fun. And like you said, we were the only ones there for a while. And finally, some people showed up. There were some people who did bring Loot Crate items, so their event did work in that respect. It wasn't a lot of people. And the stuff that they brought to trade now, I didn't care what we traded for. I mean, I really didn't. But, they wanted to trade us the Loot Crate button for, an actual item. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind doing it, but I'm really getting taken for a ride here.
Yeah.
I got taken for a ride a couple of times by people who traded me schlock.
I didn't see anyone trying to do buttons for stuff.
They
Yeah,
traded,
Really?
they traded me the Loot Crate button. They didn't want to give me any item out of their crate. The button, I was like, oh, whatever. It was for the Supernatural car, which 3 trades later was back in our box. It was so bizarre. And then the comic shop had Loot Crates for sale, so people were buying those and trading some of their stuff out of there, right?
Yeah, I noticed by the end the table had a lot less pop vinyls and a lot more buttons, so people were buying the crates to get the button and trading the button for the pop vinyl.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't blame people for that. Then some lady brought reaction figures that were not part of any crate.
Yeah.
But I was like, sure, whatever you want, I'll trade for them. I'll take them. So I ended up with 3 more reaction figures because, I need them. But overall, it was a lot of fun.
It was enjoyable. I liked it.
We didn't win any of the raffle prizes. I saw online what they gave away. We didn't win any of that.
Didn't win? Did
Not-
they contact you that day?
Yeah, the pictures were up. People stayed.
It was very nice to meet them.
Yeah, we met this lady, Nicole, who talked to us about appearing on their YouTube channel, which we were all about. Sure, that sounds great.
Hopefully they call us.
But all in all, it was a fun event. I would do it again. I've got plenty of Loot Crate stuff to trade, so that's no problem. And we're a big Loot Crate family, right? We've tried Nerd Block, and that didn't work. We tried the Candy of the Month Club, and that was...
Ugh.
Now, I like the Candy of the Month
No, that was
Club.
terrible.
If you had to pay for it, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
If I said, honey, it's $30, so it's X number of hours at work for this box of candy, you would go, no.
Candy lasted me so long.
Because
it was
no one
like my little mommy treat.
But no one else would eat it.
That's the point.
You could have bought that same amount of candy at Target for $5.
My box of Pocky lasts a month and a half.
You want to eat your Pocky, though.
I do.
You do? Oh.
So, we give it a good rating. We do it again. It was a lot of fun. I hope that Pop Comics is successful because it's nice to have comic shops around. Even if they didn't have the IDW Back to the Future comic I was looking for. What are you going to do? But we also did another event this week, one that Austin was looking forward to more than life itself, and that was what?
Seeing Zootopia.
Seeing Disney's new animated film, Zootopia. So why don't you walk us through what is the plot, without spoilers, of Zootopia?
Zootopia is basically Disney's take on a buddy cop film. It is about a cop and their sort of accomplice, con man, as they try and solve a case together. But since it's Disney, it's with talking animals. But the thing is, it's not just like a detective movie where they happen to be talking animals. The fact that they are animals is crucial to every aspect of the plot, and they fully utilize what they set up.
So Zootopia is this... So in the film, animals have evolved to be sentient, thinking creatures.
And they've taken society.
And there's no... bless you.
Thank you.
Apes didn't evolve into humans. Instead, all animals evolved into quasi-humanoids.
Yeah.
And they've built this grand Zootopia city where all the animals can live together, whether you're a snow animal or a desert animal or a rainforest animal. They've made it so you can live together in a quasi-Manhattan-type city, which we get to see in a montage as she's leaving the country, right?
Yeah.
To go to the city. It's basically a Disney film about not knowing your limitations and not letting anybody tell you that you can't do something, right?
Basically.
That's basically what it is. And the characters have to overcome not just the obstacles of the bad guy, but inner obstacles as well of self-doubt and being pigeonholed as something. Because the rabbit is pigeonholed as she can't be a cop because she's not a fierce creature. And the fox is pigeonholed because all foxes are sly and conniving. And you have to rise above that.
That's the movie.
That's the movie. And you enjoyed this a lot.
Yes, I did.
I thought it was too darn long.
Too long. See, that's the problem is you can never say too long as a complaint because the more content you get that balance to the story, the better.
There
And
was
they
one
never...
animated movie that's too long.
What?
Clone Wars.
Well, okay, let me explain. If you finish my sentence...
It is possible for an animated movie to be too long.
If you let me finish my sentence...
Oh, please.
There's nothing wrong with getting more content for a movie and getting as much as you can of the story and the characters as long as it pertains to the plot. And there's never a point in this movie where things go majorly off track. All the scenes that make it as long as it is are scenes that matter, and if you took it out, the movie wouldn't feel complete. A good example of this would be Star Wars The Force Awakens, where there's so many cut scenes that if you read the novel, the whole thing makes sense, but if you watch the movie, it feels like it's a jigsaw puzzle with a few things missing.
Right, but don't you think that it's no secret that they're on a case in the movie.
Yeah,
they're on a case in Zootopia, and when they solve the case, the movie's actually not over. It has another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't you find that weird?
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. I like that a movie pulls that, and it's quite unexpected.
Yeah.
I was just reading online. All the original scripts didn't have that. That wasn't part of it. Originally, it was one giant case that gets solved and the movie wraps up. And the ending is actually different than the original scripts because it sets it up for like 10 more movies because they know this is going to create a universe.
Well, yeah, no, there's no doubt because if you look at the film, unlike say, like look at Toy Story 2. When Toy Story 2, when they go out into the real world, it's very stark. There's nobody walking around. There's very few cars. Look at the end battle of The Incredibles. They're in a city. It's very empty.
Yeah.
Everybody's working. Nobody's in the streets. There's a few people. This movie, they really set out to fill every square inch with animals of all shapes and sizes. So there's no doubt that the database that was created to make this movie, which now exists, is definitely going to be put to use for many films to come. And even if the film had bombed, there would still be an animated series because it didn't stop Turbo the Snail movie from getting a series.
The Big Hero 6 is now getting a series just because they have all those models.
Well, once you have all the assets to do a film, you'd be silly. It's like they've created actors who are sitting in a database waiting to be put to work. It's not like real actors.
That's why they've had all those Toy Story shorts.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you have to keep them fresh. Yeah, you totally get that. So, Zootopia was good. I think it suffered a little bit from the Monsters, Inc. syndrome where everything's a pun.
But
you know?
The thing is...
Like, in our world, not everything's a pun. Uber is Uber. In their world, it's Zuber, because it has zoo in the title.
Yeah.
Target is Targoat.
Targoat. Yeah,
it's a little more acceptable in Zootopia because it's a society of many species, so it's more okay.
Right, it's different than Monsters, Inc.
If our society was 50 different species, we would be more like that.
More puns, you mean?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Well, here's the thing, is like, Targoat doesn't make any sense, because in their universe, what does that name mean? Targoat? Target is not called Tar Human.
That's the one that don't make sense.
Yeah.
But there were many others.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I walked into the movie scared the puns would just tear the whole thing apart. The plot would be pun-based. Everything would be a pun.
Well, that's because in the trailer he goes, "We have to address the elephant in the room. Happy birthday, Earl." And you're like, oh, I hope they got better jokes than that.
And then, I never caught a single pun in the movie. The only time there's an important brand in the entire movie is Starbucks. It's used as a prop because they drink coffee multiple times, and the character's hands are blocking the pun. I never caught a pun once in that movie. Am I missing something?
There were plenty puns, almost every scene.
I thought there were plenty. I really did.
I guess I was too focused on the characters and the background animals that I just didn't care about the posters and stuff.
Well, that means the movie is doing its job if you're not even noticing any of that.
Yeah.
Would you see this movie again?
Yes.
Would you buy this movie on Blu-ray?
I'd see it if I saw it at home. I don't think I'd sit in the theater again.
You'd watch it at home again.
Yeah.
I would sit to the theater again.
Did you enjoy an animated movie that had smartphones and apps and all of the trappings of modern life in it?
Yeah, I liked that they had to make a plot where the character doesn't lose Wi-Fi or it's set in a time period. It's so hard nowadays to write a story where you don't do that.
I enjoyed, the main thing I enjoyed about it was that the two main characters were not uber celebrity voices. Mm-hmm. You know, it was Jason Bateman, who I really enjoy as an actor, Jennifer Goodwin from Once Upon a Time.
She's no major actor in the Disney community yet.
Yeah, but see, I have no idea really who she is, and her voice, you just sort of, instead of like, oh, it's George Clooney, or oh, it's Brad Pitt, or oh, it's whatever, you're just, oh, it's a character.
Yeah, but Simmons was distracting.
Yeah.
Which one was he?
J.K. Simmons, Lion.
Oh, yeah, well,
his voice was distracting.
He's known for that big voice. So is Idris Elba as the chief of police.
Yeah.
But he's not really in your
I don't know who that is.
Your realm. Mm-mm. He's in mine. He was the gatekeeper in Thor, and he was in Pacific Rim.
He's the one they want to be James Bond.
Yeah, he's a really, really good actor. He would be a very good James Bond. So, I think the color barrier has been broken. If a guy like that could be James Bond, I mean, and I wouldn't bat an eyelash. Of course, he's James Bond. Why wouldn't he? Who cares?
Yeah.
And they go, well, he's black. He is? I didn't even notice. All I saw was a good actor. So in this movie, it's also a little bit of a detriment because every scene I'm like, that's Idris Elba. That's his voice. And he's so... The one guy I thought was Josh Gad was not Josh Gad.
Who was that?
The chubby Puma guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was Josh Gad, but it wasn't.
Wait, that wasn't him?
Is it?
I don't think it was.
It wasn't him?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think
I'm
so.
gonna look it up.
I know that, bless you, the other sloth was Kristen Bell.
Yeah, because she's addicted to sloths in real life.
Your
Everything
mother
says
is
sloth.
ruining this
So
show.
sorry.
She had a sloth-themed birthday party, so they put her in the movie as a sloth.
As a sloth.
They made Tequila an animal.
Yeah, what'd you think of the sloth scene?
I went to the restroom.
bathroom.
You left. You
Yeah.
guys went to the bathroom during this because we'd seen it so many times.
We
In the trailer.
we didn't even get the most of it though, because there were people that saw Star Wars 8-9 times,
They had to sit through it
and
every
they had to
single
sit through it
time.
every single time because Disney made sure that it aired 100% before every Star Wars viewing.
What did you think of the sloth scene?
Oh, no,
Austin. like it? I thought it was brave of them to put a scene like that in the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Because you know what? If it's not funny, it's not funny for an hour.
Yeah,
But it turned out to be pretty funny.
I like that he whipped the paper for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That is just
Well,
such.
mine was when he stapled. He went.
Yeah.
It just took days.
This can't be true. Who is this?
That's just some guy,
It's
right?
just some guy.
It's not Josh Gad.
It's just how is that? How?
He was doing his best Josh Gad. So,
Maybe he walked into Disney figuring if I be like Olaf, I can become the next Olaf.
what was your favorite sequence in the film, Austin?
I liked almost all the scenes with Nick. He was such a
Now-
likable character.
Now, we should say that you go to Disneyland dressed as Nick.
Yes.
With
yes,
fox
I do.
ears, green shirt, tie, wagging fox
His
tail.
moves.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's such a great
No,
character.
this guy just does
I-
cartoons on the Disney Channel.
Here's what
That's it.
worried me, is I was talking to a friend about him when we see the trailer for the first time, and the first thing we thought is, oh, it looks like the Fantastic Mr. Fox movie with George Clooney from a few years ago.
Yeah, which I really enjoyed.
Which worried me, like, if I go in this movie and it just makes me want to watch Fantastic Mr. Fox, then it's kind of failed its job.
Yeah,
It's
but you know
on its
what?
own.
Disney's never going to make a movie that weird.
Mhm.
There's no way. Because Zootopia was made by a committee. It was made to appeal to as many people as possible in the grandest way possible to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Fantastic Mr. Fox was, well, we just thought we'd make this, and if it makes money, that's great, and hopefully you like it. And it turns out, I mean, it's very charming.
Yeah, it's
So,
a great movie.
One of them is a charming little indie film, and the other is a machine. And
Yeah.
Zootopia is a machine. Let's not mince
A
words.
lot of the things that upset me about Zootopia is people say it's one of the darkest Disney movies in a while. I will agree it is dark, but if that, Luna said it best, if that's the standard for being dark in a children's movie nowadays, then...
Define dark.
I mean, as in characters talking about, you have scenes where the characters are in actual danger versus, like, Frozen, where you never really feel like the character's gonna make it out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought someone in this movie was gonna get killed by the end of it.
Well, in Big Hero 6, his brother dies.
Not anymore, man, you hold the news?
What, they're bringing him back?
That's the plot of
Yeah,
the TV
he's-
series.
the TV
He's
show's
back,
about him
and he's a
being back.
superhero now.
No, he can't be back, or there's no plot of the first one. That's the
No.
the crux
The-
of the plot.
The TV show
The
is
fangirls
everything's
latched
happy.
onto him. It's
No.
all it was on Tumblr for a
No.
while.
So
That
no.
guy.
the plot of the TV show is everything went fine. Everything's good now. Which is why I like the Zootopia took a few risks and went in pretty dark tones. I mean, besides that, we have stuff like characters arguing about taxes, and you have parking meters, and people getting charged with tickets and getting mad at the government. Do you have a mob scene where the mob's
Yeah.
gonna whack
why,
them?
Why don't you talk about the toys?
Well, the toys? Okay. So the toys in this movie is a fairly obvious choice. Is when you have a movie that's this world building, you make toys. Why? Star Wars. Wait a second. Oh. Yeah, I guess toys are pretty rare nowadays, huh?
Yeah.
You have these movies that come and go, and they don't get toys.
Zootopia's gotten the biggest
So,
toy line in a long time.
Zootopia has gotten the biggest toy line since, I'd say, Avatar in 2009. Because it has 2 play sets in every
Yeah.
character. I mean, come on, 2 play sets? You don't see 1 play set.
4 vehicles.
4 vehicles. Here's the problem. It was obviously put into production during the early drafts of the script. Because this movie got rewritten a lot. Like you said, it was put together by a committee, so there was a lot changed. Like, for example, can I give something away that's not in the movie?
Sure.
In the original ending, Nick gets shot and blood bleeds everywhere. and they have to take him back home to the bunny place. Well, remember when, and then Judy mentions in one line that's completely unimportant to the plot, she has over 100 brothers and sisters, but they show up once, and that's it, and they're in the background. In the original plot, over 100 of her brothers and sisters swarm Nick, and they start bowing down to his bloody body, because he's like a predator, and it's completely nuts. And in the original script, Nick had to watch his every action, because he had an electric collar that electrocuted him if he did an accent
Oh,
wrong.
jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And
They show his house too.
they show his house. He lived in a graffitied apartment in the slums of the town, and they showed scenes where he'd like hit his head on the pipes and injure himself while taking a shower, and he's like living a terrible life.
That sounds terrible.
And he's just and Judy didn't show up till halfway in. It wasn't her movie. It was about Nick trying to get out of his collar and overcoming the rough life in the streets. But it was deemed too dark, because there was no happiness to the movie. And the committee said, why do you want a detective movie about saving Zootopia if this town is not worth saving? You show it as a slums town that nobody likes. You don't want this town being saved by the end. You want the villain to win. You want the villain to take over the town and redo it.
Yeah.
So, the toys were obviously put into production somewhere around the middle of this time, because you have Nick in his pink outfit from the original script, and then you have Nick with a sports car that he originally steals. The original plot is Nick hijacks a sports car from the Mafia, and the Mafia is after him. And then he gets a ticket, and that's how he meets Judy, because he got a ticket on a stolen car. So as soon as Judy charges him for the ticket, then they get captured by the mob. And then there's also figures of bats. There's not even a bat anywhere in the movie, but there's bats. And there's like little mice who are street thugs, and they've got like bandanas and vests on. And those guys are not in the movie. I mean, this whole aspect of Zootopia is never shown. There was a slums area that Nick lived
But they
in.
got molds, so they're making toys.
Yep.
Constable Zuvio, anyone?
Yeah. It's just kind of sad that, God, this original script sounded great. I would have loved a Disney movie that's just this dark and this crazy.
To me, there was a weird element in the film of millennial behavior, where there's a lot of trigger warning, and you can't say that to me, and you can't do that because you're not one of us. And I thought that was really odd.
I thought it was odd until I figured out the message with the ending. And I can't spoil it. This is a discussion I can't talk about because of spoilers. But there's some tiny detail, if you notice, that begins to make more sense. But I can't say what it is.
You can't say what it
Because
is.
it's spoilers.
Okay, well, how about this? We're going to end the show to tell you to go see Zootopia. And once you've gone to see Zootopia, start the show up right here, because Austin's going to give away the end.
Yes, I
See,
am.
now you can.
The secretary is obviously the evil one, right? And if you noticed, when she goes on her computer, first off, she tries to explain that if the prey rise up, because they were the less dominant one in society, if they rise up, they can take out the predators. So that is already, she's kind of perceived as a millennial person. She's got big glasses on. She wants to take over the predators and make sure they have control. And then, such a tiny detail, her desk is covered with anime Japanese stuff. She's supposed to be an unlikable blogger. She's got all these little cutesy alpacas and anime characters on her desk. And that's just sort of a sign as, she's the naughty internet blogger you hate that wants to reverse society. And the lesson is that if you reverse it, it's all going to flip and be just as bad.
Right, well, she's just tired of being the lesser...
The lesser one.
Considered the lesser species, even though the moral of the movie is that everybody plays a part.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not a bad message.
You have that scene at the end where Judy and Nick are standing there holding hands as if both police officers. And that's just kind of Disney trying to tell you, nobody can win this war. You have to agree.
Are you shipping them together? Putting them in a relationship?
And I don't know.
Because there's none of that in the film.
Here's the reason why. 2 reasons. Number one, they seem like a buddy cop pair. They don't seem like the type that would do that. And also, it's stated in the movie that Judy's 26 and Nick's 32. So that'd be kind of weird.
Why?
Not that far apart.
6 years difference?
Is that a big deal?
That's not a big deal.
I guess not, huh? Okay.
No, not a big deal. It's a big deal if you're 16 and she's 10.
Yeah. But
that might be a little bit of a problem.
I guess 26 and 32 isn't that big of a deal.
No, that's not a big deal.
Okay.
The fact that he eats meat might be.
Yeah.
I guess that is kind of a big deal.
That's never addressed. They just gloss over it.
No, everybody's a vegetarian in the movie, apparently.
Yeah. Is Disney going to build Zootopia as an excuse for kids to get healthier?
I have no idea.
Vegetarian food.
Now, something really interesting is there's no reptilians in the entire movie because they died out because they're carnivores. Nick's an omnivore. He can survive off of blueberries. because he eats blueberries in the movie a lot.
Yeah, it's a plot
But
point.
you have people like lizards that are completely dead because those species never survived.
Well, that's always been the plot of those stupid dinosaur movies. Anytime there's a dinosaur movie, the gentle plant eater is the hero, and the awful meat eater is the bad guy for some reason.
But that's like with biology.
Yeah, but that's I don't know why the meat eater is always the bad guy. It's really stupid.
Yeah.
You know.
Finding Nemo.
Right.
I was talking to
Good
friends
dinosaur.
about the movie shortly afterward they'd seen it. They said the only complaint they had about the movie was any second Sakura was in it. They did not like Sakura's character, and they found her annoying to the plot. What do you think about the celebrity tie-in?
Anytime there's a celebrity, it takes you out of the movie. That's all I
Yeah.
have to say. If you're like, oh, it's Shakira, you're not in the movie.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to transcend that. It's just stunt casting. But you got to have a single.
Yeah.
There's got to be a video.
But I mean, how many movies have done that now, though?
They all do that.
They all do like the catchy pop songs. Yeah, but how come
Shrek
movies don't have
started?
an orchestration now?
Because pop music's easier to sell. You know, it's just the
Yeah.
way it goes.
I guess also because it gives the characters something to relate to.
I guess.
That isn't
They
Disney's
didn't
own
use
brand.
that as a
But that was so silly,
Yeah.
that app within the game, in the movie. It was just so dumb.
It was the only thing. The app scenes were the only scenes I would say just not important to the movie.
Well, it's supposed to be just a throwaway joke. I get
Yeah.
it. No, I totally get it. And there's always room for just frivolous stuff in the film.
Yeah.
It's like sprinkles on ice cream. They don't do anything, but you like to see them there once in a while. So this is your movie.
I really liked it.
Disney found a
enjoyed it.
movie they could make for you.
I never was like a Disney film that I was like, yeah, because Mom's like Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
Luna-
Little Mermaid.
Luna, what's your Disney film?
My Disney film?
Would you
I
count
don't
Kingdom
know.
Hearts because you love it so
Kingdom
much and you buy so much?
Hearts, I
It's a
guess
game.
That's not a Disney movie. That's a Square
No.
Enix game,
I'd
and it's
say Toy Story or Hercules, maybe?
Toy Story,
Hercules,
Hercules.
yeah.
Like, there's not one that I'd say is obsessive. Like, no.
The worst thing about Austin is that your movie was Cars
Oh.
Yeah.
for a short time.
Oh, at least they're talking animals now. It's a step up. Like,
Yeah.
It is. It's got to
You've
be.
gone from anthropomorphic cars to animals, which is great because there's actually Halloween costumes now you can have, and not the car body you put over yourself and you're like the mechanic. I don't understand that. So the last thing we need to talk about is how did Disney market this in a way like never before? Because this is the part you thought was the greatest.
Oh my god. Disney found the most ridiculous way to market this movie. People still say it's brilliant, and I'll give it to them. They made a lot of money from doing this. I mean, a lot of money. They marketed it to furries.
What's a furry?
Someone who dresses
There he
up as
goes.
an animal. That's the only way I can explain it. People who want to be animals.
Yeah. And they have furry conventions, and they wear these mascot costumes. And what's interesting is that furries used to be anybody in an animal costume.
Yeah.
But now there's actually an aesthetic to go for.
There's a specific
There's a
style.
There's a
look.
specific,
Yeah.
big-eyed, friendly, and
Yeah.
and Nick looks just like a
Just
furry.
like
Yeah.
a furry. And if you look at the original trailer, it's got Nick running around nude, and it says, "This is an anthropomorphic animal. Let's teach you about And the May that trailer came out, people started flipping out saying, what is Disney making? There was a nude fox running around the screen, and it's teaching us all about the furry community.
Well, even more than that, they actually marketed directly to
Yes,
the
directly.
furry community.
Literally, the animators were paid to go in the studio, go on their computers, go to Instagram, DeviantArt, and Tumblr, and reblog furries, comment on furries, and just talk to furries and tell them about this movie.
Well, if that's not inclusive, I don't know what is.
They also made care packages of what's what I'm looking for?
What?
Press kits and promotional stuff, and they sent it to local furry fan groups all across the country, saying,
Well, you
rally up all your furries, and this is what they said. Take a selfie in your fursuit and tag it Zootopia.
There you go.
So
Look at
if you
that.
go on the Zootopia Instagram tag, you will probably find furries.
But you
because they
can't
want
wear
it.
that costume to the movies.
But Disney wants you to.
Some theaters didn't allow it at all. Some theaters give you a discount if you did.
Yep, that's what makes it
It all
weird.
depended on the brand.
Some theaters were like 15% off if you show up in a fursuit. Other ones were
The
like,
guy's like,
Two tickets for Zootopia.
what movie?
Zootopia. Why would I wear this costume?
what is it, Zoolander? Here's your
No,
Zoolander ticket.
No.
You're like,
I want the large popcorn and the Coke with 2 straws.
You want 2 straws?
Yeah, 2 straws. I want you to put them together into 1 straw.
Oh, okay.
This really happened.
Yeah, you must be
my
ecstatic.
God.
It's acceptance. Mainstream
Yeah.
acceptance. Isn't that great?
It is great.
All right, so you would highly recommend Zootopia.
Oh, highly. And the problem is that it's a noir film. It's gonna get spoiled to you. There are I already said this earlier. Yeah, we kind of.
We've already spoiled
in
it.
spoiler
We're in
zone.
spoiler
We've already
territory.
spoiled
We're
it.
in
You've
spoiler
already
zone.
seen the movie at this point, so hope you liked it.
There was a time skip.
Hope you liked it. You should go see it again, and that's it. I expect more from it. I hope Disney doesn't just continue with
Spend the
Frozen. I
hundreds
hope
of
they
dollars
make.
you need to play the video game.
I know why the Zootopia
It's a
game is
hidden
over
DLC
150.
within a game that you need a console for.
Yeah, you need a console. You need Disney Infinity, and you need the $12.99 figures
That are super rare now.
plus the tokens.
Yeah.
So it's 130 if you want to play the game.
That sounds
Plus
great.
the console you have to own.
Yeah, sounds great.
I don't
Oh
think there's
boy.
a PC version yet.
Disney Store has PVC's plush, the carrot recorder from the film, the bizarre-looking hoodies.
Yeah.
I know those hoodies bother me.
Instead of your face, they put their face on top. It's really weird looking.
Because you can't just be an animal. It's be a recognizable brand from the movie.
Right.
If it didn't have
exactly.
the faces, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in.
So.
I feel like they weren't prepared for how big this movie was going to be.
Well,
compared to stuff like
you never
Frozen.
know anymore.
Yeah.
You never know anymore.
Like we went to the World of Disney today at Downtown Disney, and how much Zootopia did they have compared to Frozen?
Oh, I had nothing.
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 They had the only thing they
Zootopia
had.
But then
one show.
they didn't have Frozen stuff when Frozen was in theaters. It took
No.
forever to get that to market.
Yeah.
The Honor dolls would be like what, $60 online?
Frozen didn't
70?
erupt until like 6 months after it was already gone.
Yeah.
So you think
Zootopia.
in a few months Zootopia is going to be everywhere, or it's going to be like Big Hero 6, where the stuff
Well,
is off shelves, and in
No.
a few years it'll be really well.
Here's what they do:
Like
is
Incredibles.
they use the theatrical release as the promotional media blitz for the Blu-ray download release.
Yeah.
So you're aware of the film. Oh, we missed that. Oh, it's on download. Oh, look, the store has all this stuff. That's what it is.
Yeah, so they're waiting.
Not waiting. It's just it's not. You can't look at it as theatrical campaign, home video. It's all one big campaign. And
Oh.
eventually, if the movie's a hit, the merchandise will flow out from there. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. Thankfully, they have a lot of figures out. So
Yeah.
they're ahead of the game.
I don't know how
Target
they-
has an action figure line.
For the Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
you could not go to the store and immediately buy figures of all the main characters.
Yeah.
You
For
can go to
Zootopia, you
Zootopia,
can't.
you can day and date. Go to the store, buy everything you want right there.
Yep.
That's rare.
I don't know how this movie was the one they took the risk for, because I mean, like I said, Disney.
It's not a risk in the general sense. Kids love animal toys, whether they've seen the movie or not.
Yeah, I guess you're
And
right.
it goes.
about that.
I mean, you've seen that toy aisle. It goes from Miles from Tomorrowland to Zootopia to all the other Disney brands. So it's just wedged right in with the Jungle Book, and the Jungle Book's the one that's going to tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one they're already like. How much Jungle Book was there compared to Zootopia? at
There's
Disneyland?
more.
There's more. There's
Yeah.
lots more.
Yeah,
They think Jungle Book's gonna be this big hit, but they got it flipped
Yeah,
around.
it's-
yeah.
Jungle Book. It's animals.
Well,
It's got all these
no,
celebrity
I could-
voices.
Look, let's see what the you know what mainstream wants?
Huh.
Mainstream wants cartoon animals with big eyes that look cartoony and ridiculous.
Right.
They don't want
They
realistic.
want the same thing with humans. That's why Frozen was so popular.
yeah, people like that.
Anna and Elsa don't look remotely like normal human beings.
People like the Japanese style,
Yes.
the
People
commercialized
were
Japanese style.
Online were upset. They said Judy and Elsa look the same face.
Yeah, they were.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
They
Sure,
do
but
look the
that's,
same.
That's what works.
That's what
That's what
works.
works.
Look at Wally. His eyes are bigger than any of them.
Someone on Reddit got a compilation of every animation Judy does and how it's a mirror of what Elsa does.
Yeah.
Even though she's a rabbit.
Probably the same
But-
engine.
With the same people and the same engine, it's gonna look the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, it's Disney style. I know people are complaining that it's not like diverse and they keep
Some
modeling
of
the
the
same
old
character.
2D movies use the same frames. The colors
Yeah.
changed.
Robin Hood, the original Zootopia, was mostly reuses. That was a Disney's low point. They had a lot of reuses there. Right?
That's
It
how
was-
you keep costs down.
Yeah.
Right.
Jungle Book and Winnie the Pooh shared a lot of the same backgrounds.
So where will we see you in your Zootopia cosplay now?
WonderCon.
WonderCon is coming up
WonderCon.
I will be dressed as Nick Wilde.
next week. We will be at WonderCon. So look for us at table, I think it's 309 in the small press area. We will have copies of my novels and time boxes to promote 91 Reasons. Rachel will be there in all her glorious cosplay. What are you cosplaying as at WonderCon?
Friday, I am Modern Marge.
Modern Marge.
My version of Marge Simpson.
Simpson.
And Saturday, I am from the mom from The Incredibles.
Mrs. Incredible.
Yep.
Elastigirl.
And Sunday, I'm just going to be rocking my 91 Reasons tights and in full
So,
91 Reason mode.
If you're at WonderCon, look us up. Find us. You've got to find us.
Find me. I'm at the table all 3 days. They all leave me to shop. And I'm there, and I need company. So come say hi.
Yes.
I have giveaways for every day.
We will be there next week at the Los Angeles Convention Center, 25, 26, 27 of March. WonderCon.
WonderCon.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What am I going to do with no Starbucks in the building?
Oh, they got rid of
It's
the
gone.
Starbucks
It's
there.
gone.
Uh,
What are we going to do? 3 convention days, and you can only get going there or coming home.
Yeah.
You cannot get it there at the convention center.
Yep.
Oh.
We have to shop.
Going across to the hotel at Anaheim WonderCon and waiting an hour and a half was part of the fun of WonderCon. And now they're denying us that.
We
I
have to
miss
spend more
everything
time
about
shopping.
Anaheim.
More
We
time
have a
shopping.
booth to drop things off, so we're going to buy a lot of heavy books.
Yeah, there you go. Heavy books and bring it home every night. So we'll be there. The whole 91 Reasons family will be there. Be sure to stop and say hi to us if you listen to the show. Any other things you want to talk about or plug?
No, not really.
We're looking forward to Josie's turn in the school play as Samuel Adams. Samuel Adams.
Like the drink.
Yeah, like the beer.
That's what she said when she told me.
Anything to promote? Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Well, I'm gonna plug one thing.
Oh, please.
If you like Homestuck, or you just genuinely can't find a good solver in the
People
video
still
game
do.
Gary's Mod, I recommend you go to Nepida's Love Catherine, which is a Gary's Mod sandbox solver that I am a super admin of. So
Oh, well, who can resist that?
Yeah.
Will there be any Zootopia references?
in Nepida's Love Catherine, here's the thing: if they had a Zootopia mod, I would make them enable it. Here's the problem: nobody's done it yet. They have mods of everything, and Gary's Mod has a huge Foley following. People model their Foley.
People would have to make it themselves. The only Zootopia game is
Disney Infinity doesn't even matter. We have people around the clock in Gary's Mod making Foley's. Why don't they just make the Zootopia characters? Someone's gonna do it.
These things, they take time.
Well, not enough time.
All right, so let's wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. Give us a review on iTunes. Check out we upload not only to Stitcher and iTunes, but all of the prior episodes are also available on YouTube. And I did that because we have unlimited storage on YouTube. And also, a lot of people use YouTube as a radio during their workday because a lot of podcast links are blocked through business computers, but YouTube is usually okay. So you can listen to all the episodes that way. What else? WonderCon. Thanks to the Loot Crate Trading Post, Nicole and the gang from Loot Crate. We had a great time. And we want to thank Walt Disney for drawing cartoons. And the furry people for what do they do? They cuddle, right?
Yeah.
The people, like they get in the costumes and they cuddle.
They don't really walk around the convention much, do they?
Oh no,
It's hot.
you make cuddle parties and you cuddle in the suit, right?
Yes.
I'm asking. I don't know. I'm not a furry.
I assume so.
Are you going to be a furry later in life?
I don't know. I
He's
mean,
in beginner
Because
stage.
you have like furry training wheels on.
well, here's the thing. I used to be absolutely no, but then I'm starting to realize that, yeah, maybe I am.
Your mom and
Use
I
your sewing skills
To make a full suit?
fursuits. People sell those things for hundreds of dollars.
Oh, yeah, those companies that will...
Luna goes right away to the cash thing.
You can make
No,
money off this.
no.
I thought you were going to say make my own full suit.
I don't want you to exploit these people. I just asked if you're going to join them. Because your mom and I actually know furry people.
If I had more sewing skills, I would definitely take a stab at making my own suit and see what
Oh,
happens.
no.
Yeah.
You'll
You
get there.
do run around in a quasi
You need a
fox
character
outfit.
first.
That is true. I think putting on that fox outfit was like there's no turning back now, is there? It's like,
That was like the
oh,
Haunted
man.
Mansion.
And then I figured out that I'm
Furry
really
will follow
good
you
at drawing them. Like, I just genuinely am good at drawing them. And drawing animals is not easy for a lot of people.
I just imagine like you going to the prom, the fox and the hound are like dating. And,
Oh,
like,
boy. I would love to draw for people. I don't mean like actually set up and go $5 a sketch. I mean as in like just go to a meetup and just start handing out drawings at people.
Well, if
Like,
you want a drawing from Austin, ask
what
him
one
at 91 Reasons.
oh
at
yeah, if you're at the
WonderCon.
table and there's like some napkins or cards, I'll do you a sketch. Why
Oh,
not?
see, free sketches at
Of whatever costume
WonderCon.
they're in. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
that'd be great.
Furry sketches.
Yeah, free fully sketches at the 91 Reasons table.
What the heck's happening? Let's wrap this up.
Plugs here.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I'm Jeff, the voice of this show. I'm joined by
Luna.
Rachel.
Austin.
and Jeff, and together we are the fur-covered show known as
91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening to 91 Reasons. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Find us on Facebook. Is anyone even still listening?
Out of water. Can I get a bottle?
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Just get a cup.
Or you can pour a cup from right here. It's cold water.
I don't want to waste